Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a really exciting episode because this brings us into a kind of new era as being the premier instant quote technology that supports multiple different detailed measurement ordering systems. So we're very, very proud of this achievement. We're also very proud of this partnership with GeoSpan, and we are also launching RoofQuote 4.3, which is, as you guys are probably used to at this point, a regular occurrence around here. We're just about to monthly updates. So you are getting updates and changes to the platform on a regular basis. We have a couple of highlights from that feature release to go over. Most importantly, though, we want to talk about the integration with GeoSpan. We have Willie Mass and Adam Matakis on here to discuss kind of the importance of this. We also brought Travis on because we will take any opportunity to bring him in and force him to talk about the new and exciting stuff. So without further ado, Willie and Adam, can y'all, in whatever order you like, give a brief introduction to yourselves, and then we're going to dig into GeoSpan here in just a little bit. But who are you? What do you do at GeoSpan?
I'll go first, I guess. My name's Willie Moss, part of GeoSpan's customer experience team. I started out here doing production analytics and just getting really to know our products really well and our process and how we can help customers in the data that drives it. And I'll pass it to Adam.
Awesome.
I'm Adam Matakis from GeoSpan, obviously. I've been with the company for almost 4 years now and come from the contractor space. I was a residential, multifamily, and single-family residential sales rep and got into windows quite a bit and roofing, and also from the measurement space from a long time ago. So excited to be here.
Perfect.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are excited to get into everything that GeoSpan brings to the table. Before we dive fully into that, we do have a couple of bullet list items to go through on RoofQuote 4.3. Matthew, our product owner and chief marketing officer, is going to run down that list before we break into the actual GeoSpan integration here. So Matthew, what's new?
Yeah, sure. So welcome, everyone. Welcome back, family. We actually have just a few updates outside of the GeoSpan. It took up the majority of the release. Obviously, it's a very big deal. A lot of development goes behind what we're going to show you with the GeoSpan integration. But for 4.3, we also introduced save tabs. So all of your open tabs in your dashboard are going to remain open throughout your experience until you sign out of that session. So whether you're switching back and forth between rep quotes or financing or any other part of the experience, it's going to remember your open tabs. So very efficient use case there for sales reps. Additionally, we have included GeoSpan weather data and webhooks. So all the webhook data that you currently get with the contact form submission info is going to also include weather data. So weather history, every storm within the nearest radius of that actual address. So not just the zip code, but the actual project address coordinates. It's going to give you the hail size, the date, and the proximity to that. So thank you again, GeoSpan, for providing that pretty fantastic data. That's been a big deal to our clients. Huge adoption on that as well. If you guys aren't familiar with that, there is a little bell at the top right of your portal. If you open that up and go to the change log, if you scroll down, you'll see the weather and integration update release, which we did on our last release. And there's a little link there where you can request to get that activated if it's not already. So other updates, some really small ones here. The custom button on our product cards, we extended that name. So if you get a little more creative with your titles there on your custom call to action button, as well as the proposal name on the cover page. So we just extended that, cleaned that up a little bit. We have a whole new round of proposal updates coming in our next release. But without further ado, I'll hand this back over to Justice, tee it up for whatever's next here.
Awesome. Yeah, there are always kind of some minor background things that we squeeze into these updates, just quality of life improvements that we do. They might not be the most noticeable on each individual, but it's those background changes that keep everything lean and keep everything moving quickly and comfortably for you guys as you're using the tool. One other thing I wanted to highlight, win.roofle.com, where you can get access to the support team here at Roofle in case you haven't seen any of these updates or you want to take a closer look. You can always find support there. You can book meetings, get technical support, and just find some time to meet with our team and make sure you're getting the most out of Roofle. Now, the big and most exciting thing that we are talking about today, GeoSpan and this deep integration. So Adam and or Willie, I'm not sure which one of you wants to take the lead on this one, but give us an overview of GeoSpan, introduce kind of what you've been doing in the space, how long you've been in the space, what you bring to the table, before we get into a demo of how this integration actually looks for our users.
Alrighty, just gonna quick share my screen here. I think just got a couple things. So a lot of you guys, I know we've finally been getting some good traction and people know about us, but a lot of people don't really know where we came from. GeoSpan's been around. I think this summer we're going to celebrate our 35th anniversary. So we've been around for a very long time. And actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to share my screen now. Uh-oh. Hang on one second. I clicked on the wrong button, as usual. So we've been around.
You don't work at a tech company. We work at a tech company. It's embarrassing if we do this.
I'm not the resident local smart guy. I'll definitely tell you that. Anyway, so we've been around for a really long time. Like I said, about 35 years. Our founder started, this interest really came from working in the Marine Corps, doing mapping, learning about mapping and geography and stuff like that. And then coming out of the Marine Corps, he went in and worked in some government entities with property management as far as mapping and taxation and stuff like that. And then what ended up happening was he started a project that he wanted to figure out a way to take mapping and really connect it with imagery. So you could have the ability to be on a map and look at imagery and data in a location that you're at. So if I can share my screen here now, I'm going to try. You guys can see it.
There we go.
Sorry, the presentation. This is one of the very first projects that GeoSpan ever did. And our founders are in the middle, Ted, or actually that's not Ted, sorry. Anyway, but this is one of our first vans that went out and started capturing imagery that was linked to geographic locations. So everything that we do and all the imagery that we use, every pixel has a latitude, longitude, and elevation. So we know where things are in real life. And when we complete what we're doing right now, it's mapped appropriately so it knows where it is in the world. So you can take a GeoSpan G Pro model and you can put it into a map. And that started with GeoVista and the GeoVans. And what this started out as has now grown, and this isn't a good picture, but I thought it was a fun picture, to what everybody now knows as Google Street View. Ted invented it, patented it, and then licensed it or sold it to Google quite a while ago. So GeoSpan is something that almost everybody in this country touches every single day. So we've been around for a very long time. In that time frame, we also did a lot of stuff for cities and counties and governments as far as data, capturing imagery and stuff like that. And over that time, the amount of partnerships and alliances we made with people and just relationships gave us a really cool ability to put together a package of imagery that nobody else in the market can do. So from the beginnings of Google Maps, we ended up with this kind of aerial coverage. So nobody else in the market has this ability to capture imagery or have it available.
What's that little gray dot?
That's one of the places we don't have access to imagery. I'm pretty sure that's Area 51, give or take. And then there's
So you're saying that's essentially the only area you don't cover.
And like a little tiny sliver up in the northern, like eighth or quarter of Maine. Otherwise,
I think lack of access to Area 51 is going to hinder business a lot more than that corner of Maine. No offense to people in Maine, but I got a lot of projects I'm trying to get done in Area 51, y'all.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, we've done work with a lot of government entities and we might actually have access to that imagery, but it's not available to the roofers market or insurance.
Okay.
So anybody that's been having trouble, especially like in outlying areas, getting a measurement from any of the other providers on the market, this map shows, and we've been pushed and tested about it, that this is truly our coverage map. It's not just the densely populated areas. So we've done stuff in all over in crazy places like in Bozeman, Montana, or Big Sky, and little tiny places. I know people have had a lot of problems down in like northern parts of Alabama and Arkansas, but we have coverage the entire nation. So between our partnership with RoofQuote and our mapping, we're going to give contractors stuff that I've never had access to before. Willie's going to get into a little bit more data about our coverage.
Yeah, I guess one extra piece about this coast to coast piece of our data and imagery and how it allows us to map roofs in your projects even better. We look at one of our customers, they were using us part-time before when other providers couldn't map or roof a house. They came to us and they gave us 750 jobs over the course of the past few months before switching to full-time. And they were 750 jobs that couldn't be mapped by our competitors, and only 10 of them were rejected, that we didn't have imagery or had tree coverage that was just too dense. So most of the times we're going to find a way. When other people can't, we will. So that's a really big piece of what we're going after. But we've really adapted our products in the past few months to make sure that our products fit the needs of our customers and what you'll be looking for. So we have two products that we'll be looking into a little bit more when we walk through the integration here and hand over the demo. But we have a product that we started with called GPRO, and GPRO does everything. Maps, every little piece of a roof. I saw a question in the chat. Gutters. Yep, gutters. We'll do everything on there. Gutters, eaves, tiny little eyebrows, every little piece of a roof you could imagine. Works really well for insurance purposes. If you need to get your quotes approved, it's going through GPRO. It gives you everything you need. And then our customers were saying, well, what if I want something faster, something that isn't 99% accurate? Is there something lesser? And we came up with GPRO Express, which gets you to 95% accuracy. And this was really just our contractors asking us, is there a product that can get us an accurate square footage, accurate measurements, but maybe doesn't have all those tiny little features? It doesn't have gutter markings. It doesn't have some of the other little features that allow you to make proposals for insurance, but gets the job done. So those are our two different products that we're offering. And we're really excited about how it's going to integrate with RoofQuote. Like, our goal is to provide the best data possible to our customers, and partnering with a company like RoofQuote that makes it easy to get that data into your hands to make better decisions and move a little faster, and not fumble around with different files and docx or transferring numbers one way to another. Being able to have that stuff seamlessly integrated into this platform, I think, is going to be a huge win for contractors. So with that, I think, unless Adam has anything else to add, I think without further ado, let RoofQuote show us how it works.
I can answer the question about downspouts. We do not account for that yet. Part of our GPRO and GPRO Express, we do have some standard waste numbers in there, not recommended waste. And that's just for the roof area. But all the other important edges and areas for the roof are in there, along with some of the most current imagery. And that was one of the things actually I forgot to say. Not only do we have national coverage, but we get that aerial imagery updated at least annually for the whole country. But the more densely populated areas, we might get 2 and 3, 4 times a year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a huge win. So before we go run into the actual demo of setting this integration up and what an order measurement looks like inside of RoofQuote, I did want to highlight one thing, because we're getting so much traction in the chat. We're actually doing a giveaway today. So if you have used RoofQuote to close a job or sell a roof, throw the experience into the chat, and we will run a raffle and give away 10 free GeoSpan credits to the winner of that raffle. So if you've gotten a sale through RoofQuote, go ahead and throw it in there, and we'll just raffle it off here towards the end of the call. You might walk away with your opportunity to test this 10 times in your own market. Now, Without any further ado beyond that, Matthew, can you show us how this works? What does this integration look like? What info comes through on a GeoSpan order pull inside of RoofQuote?
All right, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. All right, the way this works, as my colleagues mentioned, there are two separate reports that you can order. We have a G Pro report, a G Pro Express report. The main differences that you're going to see here, for one, the G Pro Express is only going to count for one credit. If you guys recall, we have a credit system where you can purchase credits directly in your portal. I'm going to go ahead and go to there now. So if you go over to our developer integrations, you'll see the new GeoSpan integration, and you'll hit this Get More Credits button. Now, if you haven't ever purchased credits, you actually will see a free trial credit in your account unless someone on your team has already used it. So feel free to use that to actually give it a try and order your first Express report. Otherwise, you are going to order a batch of credits, and it's going to give you more savings the bigger the bundle here. The minimum is going to be the 5 for 100. So $20 a report is a pretty excellent deal for everything that's coming with it. And the other main differences here are going to be the type of downloads as well as the 3D model. So the downloads that come with the G Pro are going to be much more geared to insurance estimates. So compatibility with Symbility and Verisk. You got GeoJSON, so some really dynamic files that you can use for various cases. It's going to take you a little bit longer. Now, these are up 2 hours. A lot of times the reports will turn around a lot faster, especially if they're a little bit more simple roofs. So typically you'll order an Express for retail, especially if it's a little bit more simple project. G Pro is a little bit more geared for insurance and more complex roofs. It's an easier way to kind of look at it. So once you get yourself some credits, or you want to go ahead and try that free trial credit, there are two different ways you can actually place orders. One is manually in your portal. So if I'm a sales rep, I can place an order directly in the portal. You could do that a few different ways. If you're looking at your dashboard list view on these 3 dots, we have a number of different actions you can take. One is weather reports from GeoSpan. Another is order measurements. By clicking that, you're going to be able to select which measurement report you'd like. Let's go ahead and click on Express, and I can just place an order really that simply. I got that green toast message that's telling me it was confirmed. And now I can open up and see that I do have a tab here, and it says that it is in progress. So really simple. Another place is if you open this quote. So now I have an instant quote that either came in from a lead on my website, or I generated it as a sales rep in RepQuotes. And I'm able to, right now it says open measurement because I've already placed the order. But if I go to a new lead that has not placed an order, notice also too, guys, these save tabs here. When I switch back, that's a really great feature of 4.3. If you scroll this list view to the right, you'll see which reports are placed and ordered. So I can see that this lead did not place an order. So now I'm going to open this quote. And now you can see this button does say order measurements, and it's the same experience. You're going to select your report, place the order, and you can also do that right directly within the lead detail screen as well, order measurement. So I placed this one. We'll see, let that one simmer a little bit during this call, and I'll show you guys some completed reports here. So we have one that is a G Pro. Also, you'll notice, guys, there's multi-structures support. So we see that there's a detached second roof here, and it was able to give you imagery and all of this data, all of this lovely data for both structures. You're also able to open a 3D model, and it gives you a nice little view, which you can zoom in here. And it's also interactive. So if you click on any facet, it's going to tell you the exact dimensions there, the exact pitch. So pretty useful there. And you have a number of excellent file downloads at your disposal. Now, if you notice, there are no PDFs at the moment. PDFs are coming in mid-April, so just a week or two. That's a brand new feature that GeoSpan's offering. We're the first to have it in place. So just a little patient on those, but those are coming. They'll be included in the report. You're also going to see when your report is ready, you'll get an email that says that your report is ready to go, and you can click that open. And I'm going to show you the second way that you can place orders, and then we'll show you guys the utility on what you can do with all this lovely data. And I actually almost skipped over it. Here's the G Pro Express. So essentially you're getting the same information here, the same breakout of structures and imagery, but you have only one file download. Well, it's going to be two with PDFs, but docx and PDF, and you don't have the 3D model that you get with the G Pro. So pretty close in similarity there. Both are very useful. And the other way to order these measurements is automatically from your website widget. So if you're going to go to your general settings and you go to the automations tab, you'll see here we have a measurement orders automations feature. And by turning this on, it allows you to select a report to order automatically when a homeowner clicks see a proposal or get a final proposal, which lives on the product card. So it's essentially the highest intent conversion that you're going to get when a homeowner goes through this experience. And let's say they complete the instant quote. When they actually click on that last button, I'll save you guys a little time here. But the product card, when you go in the product detail screen and click on that last call to action, that's the really high intent leads. And so what this allows you to do is order a report for those leads automatically. You don't have to go into your portal and order it. And it just saves you that much more time. And it just gets you ahead of your competition that much faster. And it really locks in. So the main purpose of the website widget is to get that lead, get them the ballpark estimate, get them that, build that trust with them, the transparency up front, and have that speed in place, make it really convenient for them, make it a great experience right off the jump. And then by getting that lead, now you have that opportunity and you can actually use proposals and all these nice built-in sales tools to qualify your lead, to finalize your quote, and to actually sell the deal all through this process. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another report here. So now what we can do is we can actually create a proposal. First, we're going to want to finalize our quote. So we're going to open our total square feet here, and we're going to go ahead and switch it to our G Pro. And we can adjust the waste if we'd like, based on their waste tables or based on our recommended waste. I'm going to go ahead and keep it at 10% here. And just by that, if I had additional costs, looks like I don't have them set up in this count, but additional costs also will populate with the new square feet that's powered by your estimate or by your measurement report. So it's going to automatically adjust that entire quote just in that one click. And you're going to save that. And then when you're ready to, you can either send that directly to a homeowner to get them qualified, or you can create a proposal if they're ready to actually move forward. And it's very simple. And it's essentially the quote section is going to be using that quote that you saved in that last step in RoofQuotes. So this price here is powered by the GeoSpan roof measurement data, which is verified square footage, verified waste. We're also going to be adding here in 2-week turnaround when we add the PDFs. You'll be able to see that, add that PDF to this report as well, or to the proposal as well. So if you want to make it even more professional to the homeowner, you'll be able to get that nice detailed report, just look even much more professional. So that, in a nutshell, is that is the integration, guys. Did I cover everything there? I want to make sure I covered everything. Travis, how you feeling about it?
Love it. Yeah, feeling good about this one. This is a big one, and we've been busy this first quarter. It's like we told you guys at the end of last year, the things that we were going to release and be working on this year. We still have a pretty deep roadmap for this year. I've been seeing some of the questions in the chat. Seems like some of our things we're going to be releasing, further into this year are starting to get leaked maybe a little bit. But we've been busy with this partnership with GeoSpan. We've been working with GeoSpan for 2.5 years now. This relationship's been very, very tight for quite a long time. It is waiting for the right time to be able to bring this integration into the platform, and now is really the time. But there was actually two things that were kind of like we're there before we move forward. We had to make an agreement with Willie. So Willie, we came to an agreement that if we partnered with you guys and built this integration, you would name your first child Uno, and then your second child Liv, right? You have Uno Mas.
Yes, exactly. Uno Mas and Liv Mas.
Exactly. He agreed. So here we are. This is where we are today. But so when we thought about building this out was really be the first ones to market, to really be able to introduce, weather to homeowners. So the contractor can now introduce, do I have weather? Do I not have weather? Can this potentially be some sort of storm? Is this going to be insurance related? To really help identify for contractors, is this a retail job or is this an insurance job? People have been asking for that for a long time. So now being able to introduce that weather to be able to not only have the homeowners understand, but also you as the contractor being able to get that information as well to help you identify right there in the platform, is this a potential insurance job, or is this, just going to be a straight up retail job? And then you're also able to use those, as you would like in the platform as far as requesting, for those hail dates. So that was kind of the first big piece that we released in February for those that missed that. But then hand in hand with that, came this release as well, by being able to bring in these measurements. And as GeoSpan had talked about with their massive coverage, that they have available across the whole country, which is huge, because we do hear from contractors that are using our measurements currently right now in our platform that maybe the other ones we have, couldn't get it, the imagery wasn't good enough or whatever. And, GeoSpan, by being able to have that, and then bringing that into the platform and still using our existing measurement credit system, to where you're purchasing the measurement credits right there in the platform, to where that they can get these measurements right there in the platform for 1 credit or then 2 credit. And so now you're looking at a 99% guaranteed measurement for a 2 credit cost, to where, as far as I know, that's the lowest in the industry. So that's game changing in itself, to where we are offering our contractors that 99% guaranteed measurement for really lowest in the industry that's really out there. So I think that's even big for contractors as well, as far as bringing in the platform, because then you also get gutter locations like they were talking about, and all those little tiny little measurements that are on there within that measurement. So that's where really, creating that competitive edge for our contractors by having these things available in the platform, to where they can get the measurements in our platform through us cheaper than really anywhere else really out there in the market. And then to be able to use those measurements to be able to continue on down the path of presenting those signable proposals right there in the platform to their customers. So yeah, this one, it really simplifies, the process, and really helps out contractors to really go to that next level. So this is one that we're really excited about. I think Matthew covered really all the basis with all the different things that this integration does. So really, really excited. Really, we're looking forward to this one.
It looks like I just checked our platform, and we already got some people trying out some orders, it looks like, and they're already getting modeled. So we'll see how fast we can get those back to you too.
Awesome. Yeah, our goal is to be your number one provider out there within the marketplace. So I think with our contractors in the platform, and how much they enjoy using those detailed measurements in our platform, that hopefully in the next coming weeks or months that you can report back to us that we have blown the charts out and the measurements are flowing in.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. One of my favorite things about this is it propels my favorite use case for Roofle, which is like, there's a million things you can do with it, and people use it in all kinds of different ways. My favorite thing is the concept of never leaving your office, never starting your truck for a maybe or a no. You're only starting your truck up and going to a job site to sign a contract. And this is just one more way to get you even closer to that reality of making sure that your sales team is only using their time to close jobs or get closer to closing jobs rather than going out on maybe bids and going out on we're not exactly sure what we're walking into bids. It's one of my absolute favorite things about the way that contractors can use this tool and get their money back on it. So let's jump into the Q&A since we do have some time left over here. So I wanted to cover a couple of them that were kind of brief, but I wanted to make sure that everybody who's on the call can hear them and get the answers. So first one from Len W. Can the 3D models and other info be imported into Xactimate? I know we answered it in writing, but in case anybody missed that. Are you guys integrated with Xactimate and other insurance models?
Yes, we are. We're integrated both with Xactimate and Symbility, which I'm going to murder their new name. Coality, I believe, is what Xactimate or what Symbility, which went to CoreLogic, which is now Coality for the name. But yeah, we're integrated with both of those platforms, and we have specific XML outputs for each one of them that Matthew showed in the demo in that dropdown.
Perfect. Okay. So now running through kind of chronological order, would this work for downspout links? Is that currently on the table?
That is not available right now. It has been a request for the vertical space, say windows, walls, doors, downspout, stuff like that.
Okay.
We're looking into some things, was all
Cool.
I can say.
And then we've got one, I believe, more for the Roofle side. Is it possible to use the free code credits for GeoSpan in Roofle? As in like a promo code for using credits? Nicholas, if you don't mind, if you're still on the call, if you don't mind giving a little bit more clarity to that question, we're going to jump on to Mike G. Assuming this will transfer the lead to AccuLinks or JobNimbus, would using this instead of, say, EagleView give more options when trees are in the way, etc.?
Absolutely. I can't say we don't have coverage issues as far as blockages by trees and stuff like that, but our technology is truly different than everybody else in the market, and trees do not present the same obstacle to us that they do to everybody else. So that's where Willie's example of the 750 models that we did for that other estimate writing company, a lot of the reason that they got rejected was because they didn't have imagery or that there was heavy tree coverage. And like you said, we couldn't do 10 of them. And part of it was just due to cover, like if there was images there. So yeah, trees are not a big thing for us.
Awesome. Okay. And then just kind of more of a technical question, and you may or may not be allowed to say this publicly. Are these drone images or are these satellite images? How are you guys pulling your imagery?
They're neither. They're actually from fixed wing aircraft that run in like grid patterns across the country. So drone imagery, drones aren't really big enough yet to fly in and grab that kind of imagery, but I'm assuming that's coming. And satellites are still they're too far away. They only get down to like a 15 centimeter per pixel, and that's not accurate enough to do what we do. So airplane, and really everybody on the market uses airplane imagery, not satellites. It's kind of a misconception. Satellite images are available for some things, but they're just not detailed enough yet. They don't have good enough resolution to get us what we need.
Cool. Okay. And then from Olympia, is this strictly for contractors or should clients see these reports? I feel like that's probably a little bit more of a personal decision for your business if this is something that you need to share with your customers, maybe as a proof of concept to show that, hey, we didn't climb up on your roof, but this is why. Look at how detailed this is. You tell me if you think I need to go risk falling down and hurting myself to get up on your roof when I have something that's this clear and accurate. And then Nicholas B did give us some clarification. Could we put a generic downspout measurement like 12 linear feet, and then choose 1 to 2? Nicholas, that's something that we can build out inside of your additional costs inside of Roofle. So if you get a measurement back from GeoSpan, once you see where you would need downspouts, you can go in and manually add the additional cost for downspouts. There's a way we can kind of blend both of these together. And then we've got just a couple more in here as long as we have time for it.
I also wanted to add,
good.
Justice, too, that
Yeah.
talking about the measurement credits is that, like Matthew said, was every customer that comes on gets a free measurement credit with us. So there should be a free measurement credit right there in your account when you come on. So we encourage everybody to at least try it. Again, it doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free because we give you one free measurement credit for you to be able to go in there and try the measurements out for yourself. So again, I think every contractor should at least take advantage of that because, again, it's entirely free to them when they do sign up within the platform.
There we go. Okay, and I think that actually does it for general questions. The last thing is, Nicholas, if you want to go in win.roofle.com, grab some time with our success team and kind of work through the strategy of getting your downspouts figured out, because there is a way that you can kind of pair these two features together and kind of make that work in the meantime for that. All right, that is the episode for today. Willie, Adam, thank you guys so much for your time and your willingness to jump on here and kind of share this pretty exciting moment for us and build some momentum here. Do we run a raffle for this giveaway? Matthew, I believe that you set up that randomized giveaway. Do you mind taking that?
I did. My buttons got locked here, so if someone wants to hit that dice at the bottom, you can set it off.
All right. Let's go. It's running a lottery spin. We're going to do... All right. You put a lot of settings in here, Matthew.
What about the person with the best story? They win the biggest giveaway.
Yeah, I was going to say there's two giveaways here. So there's the randomizer for 5 credits each. We have 3 winners for that. So thank you all for staying on the call. And then we have one big winner for 10 credits, which gives us the best story. So we'll go back and read through I think our other host, Courtney, who's moderating the comments, is going to pick our winner today. So
there we go. Okay, I'm gonna spin this lottery wheel.
Sweet, here we go.
We're gonna draw 3 winners. We've got Tyler P. All right.
Tyler P.
We've got Ben Bell, and we've got Mike G.
We got to kick Mike G out. I think we got to kick Mike G out, guys.
There's 2 Mike Gs.
There's two Mike Gs.
There's our Mike G, and then there's a user Mike G. So we're going to make sure that this goes to the user Mike G. That's perfectly fine. Awesome. Tyler P, Ben Bell, and Mike G, you have each won 5 GeoSpan credits to use at your leisure. Go check it out. See how those turn out for you. Test that experience. Give us feedback on that for us, please.
We'll
and let us know
with
kind
you
of
guys
what you
after.
find.
Sorry, Jess. We'll get with you guys after this webinar to make sure this credits get to your account.
Perfect.
And then
all right,
the last winner, Justice, Courtney. Did you find someone? Did you find a winner?
I did. I selected Nicholas B.
All right.
Oh, nice. There you go.
All right, out of DFW. Great. So, Nicholas, congratulations. You get 10 GeoSpan credits to use, test out, compare with what you're currently using, see if that gives you exactly what you need in the DFW market. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for kind of getting involved and throwing in some questions and sharing your experience with us. Travis, Matthew, thank you guys as always for jumping in here and making your time available. Willie, Adam, really, really appreciate it. Maybe a couple months down the road when we've had this running for a little while, we will bring you all back on to maybe talk about some developments in the integration or anything else that comes up.
That'd be great. We'll have some.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we're always looking to improve and provide more. So we'll see what we can do.
Yep.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, take care.
Thanks.
Everyone.
Thanks. See ya.